What you got so far, Haas?
Well, right now we're at a point where there's not a whole lot going on. We're in that point between script being done and actual shooting. So we're still kind of in that last part of pre-production. I'm supposed to have a meeting with Drew Haley, who's the guy behind the camera and has the camera, is going to do the editing and, all that stuff.
Right. And
we're going to try to set dates to shoot. I think we're looking at a 5 or 6 total day shoot, probably broke up. Doing a lot of weekend warrior kind of stuff. Although one day, because of scheduling, has to be like on a Monday or Tuesday night or something like that. So I'm still looking at goatees and stuff for Chet. I don't have any of that original stuff left. I don't know what happened to it. So Chet's going to look a little bit different just from the standpoint of the goatee, because the series, it was a lot shorter. It was, the hair was shorter, and it just wasn't as much of it. And then when I started doing outlet store commercials as Chet, I couldn't find that original goatee, so I had to get another one, and it was like a pirate one or something. I think it was a holiday or a Halloween costume that I found at, I don't know, Walmart or something like that. So it was a lot longer and stuff. So I don't know what happened to that one. So I'm trying to kind of figure out how exactly I want him to look. I've got it down to about 3 or 4 different pieces. So that's really about it. I've got most of the actors, their lines. You got yours, right?
Yes, sir.
And let me ask you a question that, without giving anything away, because there's stuff that I don't want, kind of giving away. What's your take on your character that you'd be playing?
I like it. I really do like it. I appreciate the opportunity of doing that, and the reason why I say that, if anybody has went to my YouTube channel, you've seen all the really just far out there videos that I've shot. Probably one of the most proudest ones that I have up to date thus far is called a Cuny Pluie, which is French for no rain. Now, there was a lot of people that when they first saw this video, they're like, man, how can you take the song that was meant for the Bumblebee girl and do this? And it just, I don't know, there's just, my daughter Savannah, the things that she does in this video is so her. Like, I don't know why I sleep all day. And that's something she does. She naps during the day. I mean, she's nocturnal. She's an artist. And she's crazy about her boyfriend. And somehow I was just able to just implement all that in and throw a little bit of imagination in. But what really gets me is that final shot when they're walking away and then you see that cutout. Everybody kind of does that, wow, that's cool,
right.
And because of creative processes like that, I was jumping on the INTV bandwagon all the way here from Enid. Lord knows if I still lived in the Quah, I probably would have been bugging you all the time. Hey, Jenny,
well, you probably have your own. You probably have your own show if you live here. I would have definitely seen to it that, and maybe we could have done a call-in thing like that, where it's a camera, like Mike and Mike on ESPN
that
or something,
worked.
Or like if like the sports animal was, not only over the radio but broadcast either on a, with like a video camera on them, on the internet, or maybe they had their own time slot on just regular old cable or something like that. You would have definitely had your own show.
Most definitely.
No problem.
You were right on one thing. When they was interviewing you on the Morning Latte and you were on your way out, you said that I was such an INTV mark, I made up for 3 of people and just wrapped myself into it. And that's true. I did. I still do. And like I said, it's what inspired me to do this show, actually. And it's easier for me to do radio as opposed to TV. But, I mean, if you put a camera in front of me, I could throw on, the clunky glasses and the tie and the shirt and do this in front of a camera if need be. In fact, there's a local cable channel down here called Pegasus that's public access. Unfortunately, the only people that can see the show, if I was to do this show, through cable, would be just the locals, the way people would, see INTV in Tahlequah. It would be limited to...
As long as somebody can see it, that's your start, and if you can figure out a way to get those shows or those episodes that you do on to the internet, then you've taken another step. So.
Now, you see, folks, this is the stuff that you don't get to hear. Hearing him say that, so what, do it, bam. Just by him saying that, I guarantee, Pegasus, be expecting a call from me tomorrow. I could very well
do it, man.
Start season 2 very well through TV. Although I am comfortable with this format. But I appreciate that, Jeremy. That means a lot.
Well, the worst thing you can do when it comes to these kind of projects is just talk about it. Because if you just talk about it and you never do it, then, you're not anybody. And let's say you do it, and let's say it's not the greatest thing. Nobody can say that, well, he was just talking. He didn't actually do it. Do you know what I mean?
But
I'm sure it would be fun. I'm sure it's wonderful.
Right. That's exactly how my professional wrestling career got underway. It was, hey, I'm training to be a wrestler. Well, you'll never make it through training. Made it through that. Well, you never win a match. Did that. Never win a belt. Did that. What else can I not do? It was like a dare almost that I kept defying. Well, you'll never dress in drag, and you're right, I won't. So.
Okay, I hit a wall where I won't go. I've hit a door that I'm not going to open. Okay.
Exactly.
I think, and speaking for everybody, we thank you for not dressing up in drag. We appreciate it.
Although there was some pretty funny moments as Mr. Ooh La La when they did the whole Mr. T haircut thing. That was great. I mean, that was outstanding. The part that sticks out in my head on that was the look in my face and the fans laughing that they got one over on me, and that's what I absolutely loved about wrestling when I did that is how I would start off just mouthing and they just got behind me and they just hated me and I was just all this, that, and the other, and then by the end of the night they had gotten one over on me so good that I was so humiliated by whatever it was that happened that after the show I'd have people walking up to me, hey, thanks, I appreciate you entertaining and you did a great job, and just hearing that, which is funny because I was supposed to be this non-approachable kind of guy. Yet, they're coming up to me and their kids are coming up to me, and
right.
It meant a lot. It really meant a lot. I wish I could still do it, but I tell you, my back is just telling me, 20-plus years.
Yeah, I think you told me my mind says yes, but my body says no.
No way. Yeah, it's spines are supposed to be straight like an exclamation point. Mine's a question mark. And not just any. I'm talking about that elaborate riddle, Batman and Robin question mark. So yeah, that I'm definitely done with that venue. But anyway, I am looking forward to this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that I experienced kind of a similar thing when I was doing the Frontier City Stunt Show. I usually played the bad guys, and I made sure that they hated me. And but at the end of the show, people would come up, and it was all good, But I do remember when I was Chet Holleran as your manager, and I think it was the first time. I think I did 2 or 3 events.
You did 3 3 total, I believe. Yeah,
something like that. Well, the first time I went out there, it was a Tahlequah one, and I threatened to knock some little kid's teeth out.
I remember that.
They hated me so much, and what was I saying? I'm a champ, and y'all are a bunch of chumps. Champ, champs.
Chump champ.
And and it felt so good to feel that again. That everyone hates you and is booing you, and you just make them hate you even more. That's just gas on the fire.
It's funny you would say the Frontier City thing, and Jeremy backed me on this because people out there are probably going to think, oh, he's making that up. I went to a Frontier City show back in the day. I saw one of your stunt shows, and I know this because when I first met you, when I first pitched the idea to INTV to promote the UWE, there was something familiar about you. I looked at you, and I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere. And I was going through some old pictures of mine, and my son, who's 20 years old, that he posed with a picture with Jeremy where he was 6 years old missing teeth. And I'm like, that's where, okay, yeah. I put 2 and 2 together, boom. And I got to say,
you showed me the picture. It was 1999. It was that show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that guy that looked like Tommy from the Power Rangers was like right next to you. And you're probably used to doing that, right?
That's great.
But yeah, I saw it myself. Outstanding. I mean, wow, you know. But I tell you,
isn't that weird that years later, you know, we would know each other, and then, you know, you would connect the dots and then find a picture of me with your son. And it's
right.
It's so weird.
And then, like back in 1999, I wouldn't have thought of playing the part of a evil character in wrestling because I was the good guy for the longest time. And who would have thought that? Yeah, here we are, all the way over in Oklahoma City, and you're from the Quah. And yeah, it's strange that would somehow make a full circle like that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of interesting, I just knew this was going to happen. We got like 3 minutes left in the show here, and very seldom do I have to wrap things up. But I tell you, every time, ladies and gentlemen, I get on the phone with Jeremy, dude, like I'm losing track of time here. We're like at the 3-minute mark, so we're going to have to draw this one to a close. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, this Knights of Cherokee County thing is going to be hot. I mean, hot off the presses. This is going to be an awesome movie. And I'm not
well, I just want to say that we have, and I just want to get this in because I know we're running out of time. Sorry to interrupt you. If you're a Turnpike Troubadours fan, bass player for the Turnpike Troubadours, R.C. Edwards, has a part in this episode. So if you're a Troubadours fan, you're going to definitely have a reason to watch now.
Most definitely. Jeremy, before I shoot you off, does Critical Mass have any gigs coming up?
Yeah, we have one this Saturday at the Branch. It's us and 3 other bands we're headlining. We go on at 11. It's called Brancharoo or something like that, and it should be a great night of music. We have Sons of McLean and Wood, an up-and-coming kid from, I think, Purcell or something, named Parker Millsap. I've seen him play. He's good. And then Joe Mack, the architect of the whole thing. This is his festival that he's putting together. And then, then us at 11. So, and there'll be a super jam afterwards, so.
Okay, now I think I saw the lineup on that. It's my understanding you guys are playing last before the jam?
Yeah. The jam is just for whoever wants to stay and play. I'm going to be the only drummer there because the other bands don't have drummers, so I'm sure Joe Mack's going to be in, Richard Wood, my bass player, and Wood from Sons of McLean and Wood will be in, and I don't know, probably one of our guitarists will probably want to sit in, and I don't know who else will show up.
Okay,
but, the improv stuff is fun because you never know what's going to go, and there's a lot of pressure on you to not screw up.
Okay, well, I mentioned the last, you guys go on last because you always save the best for last. So I think it's appropriate that Critical Mass is doing that. Well, Jeremy, hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks. I appreciate you coming on the show. It's always a pleasure talking to you. I got to wrap this thing up before I'm cut off. So I'm at the 1-minute mark. I bid you a very fun good evening, and take care, sir.
All right, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Jeremy Scott, always a pleasure having him on the show. Okay, really quickly, because we're down to the TikTok here. Friday the 15th, we will have our special Thunder show, okay? Let's end off with Albert Einstein, who said, "Great spirits always face violent opposition from mediocre minds." In saying that, I want to add one last thing to my wife, Joni. She blew me kisses through the window right before I went on the air. She gave me a kiss before I went on the air. I love you, honey. As far as the rest of y'all, I'll see you Friday on the 15th. Thunder up. Class is now dismissed.